Hey Raponi, and welcome back to Comic Studio. And it was absolutely Pride Month for the last time. And we're going to be scrolling down for just a little bit for one thing. And for this yesterday, we're already checked out for some kind of The Rooms fan game and other kinds like for some kind of like this. Starboy, and even up here is Ace Attorney. We cannot able to be trying to view for this thing as well, because this is exactly how it's not gonna be too much as well as Danganronpa Comic Studio look like. And what it is, it must be a new Brawl Star Comic Studio has just came off around here for this time as well. But first thing, let's scroll all the way down and look something even more like this. And looks like the OCs have just finally came around here by another username, and let's just get into it. So the packed A's is going to be for around here, and this is gonna be Rin. This is Rin's Cookie Run OCs. If to do this to make for her OCs, please give him, please give her credits. I worked hard these characters and sprites, and would hate if any of them got stolen anyways for this thing as well, because it was made by Renda Dorito Minilad as well. It was owned by herself. We do not able to get for some sort of like those things, and it's not going to be for one thing, of course. And because the first characters isn't going to be for finance as well, the use who submitted OCs isn't going to be for around for its one existence. There's nothing here, including the backgrounds, but the only characters have stayed anything as well, but nothing here in the submitted sprites, including the user comics. I'm not going to be seeing what is going on around here. So let's start it with Cookies and Cream, which is exactly Cookies and Cream Cookie. Another one is the cookies and cream like this. It's not gonna be a person as well. The cookies and cream woman, which is actually for a dark and white, even though you know she is, which turned into something even more. I'm not very sure this isn't going to be for around here. It's on for the frost snowflake on top of her head, and it's not going to be a little bit for slightly. It's not almost perfect like it's actually going to be seeing this. Whenever that it does, it's absolutely for almost a full scale body and has gloves and boots. Whenever it's have anything as well, exactly, it's not going to be a carpet as well. But I'm not sure this isn't going to be for exactly that who wears for the original coating. And next one is Grapefruit Dragon Cookie. It must be another female, but it's started to be made from scratch, and it's not going to be even big enough for about those wings. Another one is the Vanilla Bean Cookie. It's not gonna be his wife anyway, which means it's the female version of Pure Vanilla Cookie. Another one is it's not the female version of Pitaya Dragon Cookie, including the Litchi Dragon Cookie, like anyways. Another one is S'mores Brownie Cookie, which is actually for a tall female on heels. And the Pink Lotus Cookie, which is actually related to, I'm not very sure. It was related to the Eternal Flower Cookie and Lotus Dragon Cookie on this instrument over here. Another one is Shadow Chip Cookie, which is related to Shadow Milk Cookie. It's the female version of the Shadow Milk Cookie. But right, another one, it could be for around for the pink version, isn't it? Another one, it could be for round as Cherry Chip Cookie, which is exactly, it's not a mother like anyways to do so. And most of all, this would be for like the Red Velvet Cookie's wife, I'm not very sure this isn't going to be a little bit real. But to be not honest for a round of this thing as well, something is absolutely pretty married for this much, which is not going to be definitely real like anything as well. Another one is Milk Cacao Cookie, and it's the female version of Dark Cacao Cookie. It's absolutely a single sprite, isn't it? Another one is the Bitter Choco Cookie, which is actually wearing something like this. Because nothing unlike for the Air Force unit on board inside her, it's not going to be a little bit real, for isn't it, for some sort of like this. And finally is Cherry Truffle Cookie, which means she was born from her mother, and it's absolutely for similar like this. And it was related to, for this guy called like them, it was related to Red Velvet Cookie's daughter. And it was the female version of Red Velvet Cookie's daughter. I cannot believe it. It was not exactly for like this anyways. So that was the entire characters of this comic creator, which means that concludes for round as well, because since that, well, we're gonna be trying to check it out of this, naming this again, that it features cookies and cream, and grapefruit dragon cookie that was related to some of the kinds of dragon cookies, vanilla bean cookie, and there must be s'mores brownie cookie, pink lotus cookie, milk shadow cookie, shadow chip cookie, cherry chip cookie. Another one is milk cacao cookie, bitter choco cookie, and cherry chip cookie's daughter, cherry truffle cookie. There must be not all of the characters is going to be here like anyways. Because I just eventually using the studio crossovers, I just put around for multiple cookies around for not the same time as well, as we put it on for some kind of a rail car, a passenger carriage, because something is absolutely, she was sitting on top of the train with Roderick on top of this thing as well. And also, there must be Roderick on top of the train. And Greg Heffley saw under for the Shadow Chip Cookie when she was in the cafeteria. This is not going to be for round B here as well. Unless she was in the cafe or something else is not going to be to do so. S'mores brownie cookie probably is not going to be driven in the free super van, the free smart super van. There's Rubby Bird over here, and there's also for this guy over here. But on top of this, I put Hot Wheels cars over here onto their cookies, all over the cookies as well for some reason, like this time as well. She's not a fighter jet as well as the bitter choco cookie was in that car. She was not going to be driven like this, including Cherry Chip Cookie. That must be Cherry Truffle Cookie's mother. Right over here for this, some kind of this. And I put Segway Man and for some kind of like this, I put Segway Man and a Pogo Man right behind the Nerve Hammer car about cookies and cream right next to it. And probably that must be Barbie's sisters. And it's not gonna be for her sister like over here. That's Ken. And I definitely put Barbie dolls over here like this time anyways. And I never believed this isn't going to be for around here. For thankfully, that was all for the entire characters that I just completely checked out as I looked onto it. Now let's look on to the user comics that we're going to be take on instead of reviewing them as possible, which means it's actually going to be for over 6 of them, which is not going to be over 6 like any about this. And we're going to be start on to the normal one, unless I added something not just like cops and robbers. The cops and robbers like this, I wouldn't believe as I just doing like the Black Panther way. Which means I'd never seen this for some sort of like this before. as I might gonna be continuing this video. It's 2 in the morning that I just recorded over here. Now let's go into be reviewing 6 of them as well. Even as possible, something is gonna get married for something a little bit real in another dimension of the world as well. But I really literally can't see like anything to do this as well. The characters as cherry chip cookie could be even as possible. Espresso cookie, pure vanilla cookie, peach blossom cookie, red velvet, mandolin, clotted cream, rockstar cookie, raspberry cookie, silver bell, pavlova cookie, stardust cookie, and cherry blossom and squidding cookie. Not anything around here for some of their friends, and that wouldn't believe this isn't going to be for one awful thing as well. She started to look evil, like anything as well, and I'm gonna be copy the image as well. And as you can see, unfortunately the Paint 3D was not available in Windows 10 anymore, which is depreciated forever, like a long time, even since the end of 2024. Looks like let's get all the way started for the top as well. Here are all of the cherry chip cookies relationships. So she and espresso cookie are adopted siblings. There must be adopted siblings. He adopted her as a young age. And cherry chip cookie and pure vanilla are the fourth cousins. They share the same great grandparents. Peach Blossom is Cherry Chip's uncle. He adopted her mom, which is her mom has her little, which is not going to be a little bit as possible for nothing a little bit real. Cherry Chip and Red Velvet are dating, even to know that they're having for one thing, of course. Cherry Chip's parents are gone, but their names was Cherry Choco Cookie and Peach and Cream Cookie. Madeline Cookie is Cherry Chip's ex. He cheated on her with Raspberry Cookie, which means this is not going to be believing her for that she yells, "Get out of my sight." Cherry Chip Cookie is a huge fan of Rockstar Cookie, and has been since she was a kid. Or a child, whenever to do this as well. And then, here is all of Cherry Chip's friends, which could be Cherry Blossoms, Stardust, Silver Bell, Pamlava, Clotted Cream, Squid Ink, Sorbet Shark, Captain Caviar, Hollyberry, Wildberry, Raspberry, and Fire Spirit. That's the entire of her story. Like to do this as well. And the next one, it's gotta be a little bit for one thing as well. And she says, "What a beautiful day." Like anything as well. I forgot to see what's into the description as well. It says relationships with any other kinds of people. That was a little bit good. So she says, "What a beautiful sunny day." And what's absolutely the sun? Would you want to melt? It said wild berry cookie. Basically, how bitter choco cookie. He was first he first met Wildberry Cookie. She might have a teensy crush on him. He mainly a joke Wildberry would never say Smith like that. Anyways, therefore, there's so many one crunchy chip and bitter choco. Wildberry? What is not gonna be to do this as well? That is a little bit not good as well, and since it's gonna be, I'm gonna be reviewing for 5 out of 10 as well, or 6 out of 10 as well. And then that must be for her date as well, because doing for a trend of doing this as well. So let's see that we're going to be find out as well it was as we look onto this one for this, shall we? I'm not gonna feel satisfied about this, and let's just read the story about here. And she says, "What do they make dreams for? When you got them jeans on, what do they make steam for? The hottest person in this place? And yes, I feel so lucky. You wanna hug me? Said Red Velvet Cookie. What rhymes with hug me? Ask something as well. And she loved these two some kind of this. And that was absolutely for the reasonable date. Waiting for this thing as well. So that hopefully that doesn't going to be for a little bit as well. We did say we should be able to find here in the comments. There's nothing in the comments whatsoever that I just tried to find out as well. So, two of them are going to be becoming parents, and having another one for some sort of having a life with, like, for just only one thing as well. And she's gonna create her daughter anyways. I'm not very sure this isn't going to be real. And when a person and another person becomes new parents, which means they turn into new families like themselves, it's not going to be possible or even real. It was just a fan base, or not going to be like this anyway, or not this anyways, for like this one thing as well. I'm probably starting to get a little bit useless about here, or speechless, that I'm just going to be saying. Let's just move on. And I'm going to be giving you for a 7 out of 10 another one that she says around here. I don't really think that Crunchy Chip Cookie is absolutely going to hug for a little bit her as well. The Bitter Choco Cookie wasn't going to be for around here. Well, let's just copy and paste the image over here, and let's see what is absolutely going to be for some sort of story to do this as well. So she says, Wildless maid on the beat. I ain't come to mess around. I think I got a bounty. I'm the baddest in my town. Let's just walk around with a crown. I'm about to pop off matter or fact, get down. In Kent's particle, I will attract her crowd. When up behind me, I done made my mama proud. If it's me and the baddies, it might get a little loud. Just gonna let you know, heads up. So that was actually going to be, I'm not very sure. This is going to be for a 6 out of 10. Overall, this is going to be her dark sequence. And what is absolutely the description says, there's no time that could understand Bitter Choco, and she low likely crashed it out. In Caramel Arrow, I would talk to you for a minute, she said. Oh, could you speak up please, Bitter Choco? Said Caramel Arrow. Crunchy Chip, I'd like to talk to you for a minute. I can't hear you, Bitter Choco. Affogato, could I talk to you for a minute? Oh, you need to speak up, Bitter Choco. My lord, could I talk to you for a minute? I'm afraid you have to speak up, Bitter Choco Cookie. And then she screams to death that I'm not very sure this is gonna be her dream. Her bad dream has just came out of the nowhere. And then she woke up for to do this as well. Time for the Bitter Choco's depression era. And then she's already gone as well. What's Crunchy Chip is gone, causing time winning our flower. He yells, Bitter Choco Cookie, she doesn't know I'm not coming back. This isn't goodbye like anything as well. Before I'll hope she knows I love her with all my heart. Said for his final words, I never even got to say goodbye to him. This simply, see you later. And that was the end of her story as well. So, right there, that was the end of the video for just a little bit gone so far as well. The link is going to be in the description below. It's just for over 15 minutes of this video to take too long whenever it's going to be taking to be as well for talking about user comics like anyways. Thankfully, the link is going to be in the description, and don't ever try to populate themselves even longer than it was. And thankfully, that would have been even necessary as well before it's going to get even deleted as well for very soon as well. things might going to get a little bit new here in the future, and that won't be necessary that if that warns me again, like anyways, to do so. Thanks for watching, for all your support, and it was look a little bit pretty good. And I'll see you mini lads and comic studio users all later, as I'll be signing off.